Hello, welcome back to my channel. I watched the Barbie movie. I actually watched it a few weeks ago. It just took a while to get around to the review. I did watch the Barbie movie, and figured I should give some thoughts on it. Uh, I thoroughly enjoyed it. I thought it was really good. Um, yeah, it was just a really fun movie. Um, Definitely very feminist. Uh, in a way that was like, yes, at times it could get preachy, but like in a way that like genuinely worked for the movie. Like preachy in a way that like legitimately like it fit the entire concept of the movie for it to be preachy. Um, so it wasn't anything that takes you out of it. So yeah, it was very fun, very feminist, uh, a very smart movie. Uh, Way more layered than anyone would ever expect of a live action Barbie movie. Uh, it was as good as people said that it was. Also very pink. Also a very pink movie. Um, so yeah, the entire cast was great. Margot Robbie obviously was like she just looks like Barbie. Her character is stereotypical Barbie. She lives in Barbie Land with all the various versions of Barbie. She is specifically stereotypical Barbie, so the platonic ideal of Barbie. So there's all sorts of other Barbies. You know, you got President Barbie, Astronaut Barbie, Nobel Prize Barbie, um, Doctor Barbie, Mermaid Barbie, which isn't a job, but it's still cool. And there's Ken's as well, but it is Barbie Land. The Barbies are the ones who matter. Uh, and yeah, she just, you know, Margot Robbie looks like Barbie. She's just got that look. Uh, so she was really well cast, obviously. And she did a really good job with the role of somebody sort of learning what it is to be human, very reluctantly learning what it is to be human, not enjoying the experience um, for most of the film. Like, just she just does not enjoy. Like, she just wants to go back to being vapid and shallow and not thinking about existence and all of that. She does not want to think about any of that stuff. And you know, fair. I'm right there with you, Barbie. I don't I don't particularly enjoy the experience of being human either. A lot of times. So yeah, she goes to the real world to try to find the girl she's linked with, who is having a rough time of it, which is being reflected on Barbie herself. Um, she thinks it's a teen girl. It actually turns out to be the girl's mom, played by America Ferrera, who got an Oscar nomination. Good on her. Yeah, she got the Best Supporting Actress nomination. Just pretty great. And she's great. America Ferrera, I mean, she's America Ferrera is just really cool anyway. But she's really good here. Um, Ryan Gosling is phenomenal as Ken. And that's actually worth talking about. One of the complaints that people had, by people I mean dumbasses, but the complaint from certain segments was that the movie was anti men. And it very much was not. It was anti patriarchy, certainly, but not anti men. Because Ken's character arc is that he's in love with Barbie. And that's like, he sort of built his personality around being in love with Barbie. You know, it's Barbie and Ken. He is, he's not Ken, he is and Ken. He's built his entire personality, his entire life around being with Barbie. And she doesn't really feel the same way about him. Um, and he's not really able to deal with that. And, you know, the fact that she is not willing to dedicate every moment of her life to him uh, is hard for him. And just in general, he does feel sort of overlooked by her. Yeah, like he wants to, spend the night with her, and she's like, "Yeah, I'm having a girls' night." And every night is girls' night. Um, so he feels sort of overseen. So then when he joins Barbie in the real world, he sees a society where men are sure as hell not overseen, where men are kind of, where men pretty much rule everything. He learns about patriarchy. And it seems great to him. Being the center of attention, being the one with all the power and everything. Yeah, that sounds great to him. And he thinks that it'll help him get Barbie's attention. Because that's still a big part of what motivates him, is he still wants Barbie's attention and approval. Um, and it is really an analysis of how incels, involuntary celibates, basically guys who can't get dates, uh, how those men end up falling down a rabbit hole that leads to fascism, to supporting fascism. Uh, Yeah, it's a weird thing. Yeah, guy doesn't get the guy doesn't get attention from the girl he crushes on, so he ends up supporting fascism. It's a very weird thing and a very well documented thing. And yeah, the movie just kind of explores how that works. And the main theme of Ken's entire story arc throughout the movie is, you know, it's okay to just be you. You don't really need to. You don't need a woman's approval. You don't need a specific woman. It's you are enough just on your own. That is a lesson that is hard for a lot of guys to learn because there's still a lot of stories out there that are basically all about men winning, men going out doing things in order to win the love of a woman. Where that's the prize that the men are fighting for is for a woman. So, stories that tell men, hey, you're okay. You don't need a woman. You can be you can be happy, you can be complete. You can be complete without a woman. You can be complete just as your own person. So, that is a major theme. And is also the source of just an absolutely banger of a dance number. It's wild that for a Barbie movie, the only genuine musical number is actually the Kens, the men. It's just weird that that is a thing that they are the ones who actually get the dance number, and it's amazing. It's an amazing musical number. Um, and then obviously Barbie's character arc is about learning to be human, which also includes learning how to deal with the difficulties that come with being human, and more specifically, the difficulties that come with being a woman. Um, America Ferrera's character arc is mostly about her reconnecting with her daughter, while through the pair of them trying to help Barbie to to self actualize, I guess. And it's a really nice story. The story between Ferrera's character and her daughter's character, or her character's daughter. Uh, it's a really sweet story. Um, and then, of course, Ferrera does get a pretty epic speech about how society basically expects women to be everything, but not to everything. That the impossible tightrope they have to walk where no matter what they do, they're going to be judged and criticized. And just how much it sucks being a woman in society. Like, her character already knows that. Her character already knows that. That is not her character arc. That is her just sort of teaching the Barbies why patriarchy absolutely sucks. It does also lead to a phenomenal moment, like, because the Barbies all get sort of brainwashed by patriarchy, and Ferrera's character sort of snaps them out of it with some speeches, with one of them saying that it was like she was in a dream, but a dream where I was really invested in the Snyder cult of Justice League, in the Zack Snyder cut of Justice League. A line that made me laugh my ass off, just because, god damn, if that is an amazing, like, that was just an amazing line. Uh, there were a lot of really good lines. There's a car chase sequence where the daughter asks Ferrera how she learned to drive like where she learned to drive like that, and Ferrera's like, "There was this guy. You mean Dad? Sure. Yeah, Dad." It's really weird line. It just like absolutely made me laugh. There's a lot of really funny lines. Ken tries to in the real world. Ken tries to get a job at a company, and the dude he's talking to says that starts talking about MBAs needed and like what's sort of required to get a job as an executive, and Ken asks if it's not enough to just be a man, and the dude says, uh, "Right now it's kind of the opposite," and Ken says that it sounds like they're not doing patriarchy very well. And it's like, oh no no, we're doing it really well. We're just being more subtle about it. Which yeah, that's pretty accurate. So a lot of like really funny lines that also a lot of the funny lines also have some clever social commentary in it. I don't know, it's just a lot of really fun stuff like that. Um, the Michael Cera as Alan, amazing. Like it's no wonder everybody loved him. He wasn't even really doing anything, and he kept stealing scenes just by being just so Michael Cera. Listen, you want to love the dude. You can't help but love Alan and want to protect him. Uh, Helen Mirren got some surprisingly sharp lines as just the narrator, including pointing out to the producers that yeah, Margot Robbie is maybe not the best choice if you want to show the horrors of being a real woman. Will Ferrell is having a blast as the CEO of Mattel. Um, Farrell is somebody I can really only stand in small doses most of the time. And that's sort of where he works here. They just do small doses with him. What's interesting about his character, the idea is like that all of Mattel's board, all of Mattel's leadership is all men. Um, yes, it's not actually true. Obviously, yes, there are quite a few women who sit on the board of Mattel. Um, that said, both the CEO, the chairman and CEO, and the president and CEO are both men. So the two people at the very top, the two main people at Mattel right now, are both men. So, but anyway, yeah. So, uh, yeah, obviously, all the Mattel board being all men, it's more sort of metaphorical than literal. But one thing I found really interesting about it is that his character does still care about women's empowerment. He does still see Barbie as a way of empowering women and like wants to promote Barbie for that. Like when Ken takes over Barbie world and turns it into Ken world, it starts reflecting in the real world where all the masculine shit that that Ken is making is selling really well. And Farrell's character still wants to stop that because it's not just about the money. And it's one of those things that's kind of like that is also kind of accurate. Like there's a lot of guys out there who don't really who do believe in women's empowerment, but also don't really do anything to empower actual women. Like that's definitely a thing. Pushing female characters, but not having pushing women characters, but not having women in positions of actual control. Like movie will have a woman protagonist, but the director and the producer and everyone actually like the writer, everyone telling the story is all men, and so that is definitely a thing. Anyway, there's a lot in the movie. There's a lot going on in the Barbie movie. Is my point. There's a lot of like really sort of clever and subtle things like that. Well, subtle and not so subtle. Nothing. Sometimes there's nothing wrong with the sledgehammer approach to messages. Sometimes that is what is going to work best. Um, so yeah, like I said, I thoroughly enjoyed it. Uh, The people who complained about it are stupid and have piss poor media literacy. And that's coming from somebody who also has piss poor media literacy. Like, if even I could see some of this shit, yeah, the people complaining about it were just deliberately choosing not to misunderstand and misrepresent what the movie was saying. Um, so, those are some of my thoughts on the Barbie movie. I think it's worth watching. Let me know what you think. So, thanks for watching, and I'll see you in another video.